Medianoche.
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 Medianoche. Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Medianoche.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2. It sound good. I do nothing to the mics, but I say that every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We good. Ain't nobody else here but me and the
It
guests.
sounds good. It's like this kind of beat you kind of want to just say 1 2 1 2 for no
Word.
reason.
What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome back to the Medianoche podcast. This is Art Morera. This is episode 16. You know what I'm saying? I got a hard-working MC out here, man. Good dude, man. What's up, Spaz?
What's going on, man?
You doing all right?
Yeah, man. Happy to be here.
Word, man. Thanks for coming through, bro.
Oh, man, thanks for having me.
I was telling you earlier, bro, I had worked out in the morning and I just crashed, bro. So I
Yeah.
kind of overslept when we originally were supposed to link
Yeah.
up.
No, it's all good. I was going through my own mission. I was trying to get a fridge for my mom's, and it was just like, especially with the weather and everything, it was just crazy. So it worked out. Everything worked out perfect.
Isn't it funny how when when we schedule things, people in our lives overbook us?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got to do that thing? Well, guess what? I need you to do this. You know?
Yeah.
That happens to me. It happens to me a lot. Not more now than before, but I remember there was a point in time when I wanted to do things, but right when I'm out the door, they're like, "Hey,
Yeah. Oh, one thing. Just
yeah.
one thing.
Do
You gotta
these
do a
things."
bunch of things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then people look at you like, "Yo, man, you got to be punctual in this music industry. You got punctuality is important." It's like, yeah, but bro, my mom,
Life.
you know,
When life happens. #life, yo.
Word, man.
Straight up.
Yo, you've been doing your thing, bro.
I've been trying.
Yeah, man.
I mean, just trying to get in where I can, and just trying to be, even I'm trying to be everywhere, especially if I'm not performing anything. I still like to hit up spots and just show love and just show face. And
I am completely out of the loop. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why. I missed a call one day and then everything changed. You know, I have no idea what the venues are. I have, in a way, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scoping out the people that are active to be did they tag the location? Where is this place at? You know?
Right.
But because every time that I go on Instagram, it's you're just performing somewhere else, man. You know?
Yeah. I try to just, like I said, get in where I can, yo. There's so many spots now out here, it's crazy, as opposed to, let's say 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more going on, and that's why, especially why I say I like to be, especially if I'm not performing, I'm trying to go out to see where I can. You know what I'm saying? And
It's just if I didn't know any better, I would think that you met somebody and then they invited you to this dark room with this round table and there's just a bunch of people in cloaks and they're like, we're the booking promoters of Miami.
That's
hilarious.
Nah, man, I book, I'm out there paving. You know what I'm saying? Morty up in here. What's good, Papa? I reach out to people as much as I can. Lately, a lot of people have been reaching out to me, which has been real. You know what I'm saying? The last couple shows, it's just people hitting me up yo, there's a couple slots left for this show. They were looking for, people were asking me if I know any serious artists. So, it's been a lot of that happening too, which is great. You know what I'm saying? That's love. So, yeah, man.
That's tight, man. That's great, bro. I would, are you archiving all this footage so that you can put together a reel?
I am. I have it all in my computer and everything. It's just that's been my whole thing. I want to because I did one little short thing, I think a couple months ago, which was just of stuff that I had so far. And then now I have so much more stuff. I'm definitely trying to put something like that together.
Because that's something that was recommended to me, and I have to implement that when I have time. It's that right now, the setup that I have, I be working overnight. You know, all these shows they start at 11.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I'm just unavailable.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
At the moment, but I mean, I kind of feel like God knows what He's doing.
Of course, yeah, man.
So I'm not even really tripping.
Yeah, no. And this right here, what you're doing right here is it transcends that. You know what I'm saying? This is going out to. It's a lot more than just a show or anything. This is there. This is going out.
It's just I got the itch, you know.
Of course.
I see the big speakers and the mic and the crowd and the make some noise and the cheers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, I just want to go out there
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what got me back into it because I was out of it for a while. You know what I'm saying? You know, life and all that shit, family and all that.
Yeah.
And then it's been like for the last couple of years. Like I would say my third year right now, really hitting it hard. The way I say I should have done it back then, but it's like I'm doing it. I'm doing as much as I can now. Cause
Yeah.
I know.
You just dropped this project with what's the homie you just dropped this project with?
Velvet Jones.
Velvet Jones, yeah.
My brother Velvet Jones.
Velvet Jones.
Yes,
word.
man. Yeah, Too Easy. We dropped that. I would say about like last month. I would say. Yeah. Yeah, man. That was just something that came out of the blue. My brother, that's my youngest brother, Velvet.
Isn't it the best feeling ever? Putting out some new shit.
Oh yeah,
it's the best, man.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Like
just bang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, some new stuff.
Doesn't matter how long it took from the last one. Right when you put something new out, right then again you get called in the game.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Coach calls you in, and like, that's it.
And it's Too Easy. It's very different from Pieces. When I put my first the solo, my first solo joint, which I put out last year. Which thank you so much for that night that you know what I'm saying, you reached out.
That's the mix that you used.
Yeah. Yes, both of them for Boards Don't Hit Back.
Really?
And I believe you did Be Like, I think it Be Like That. Which the ones that you the art mixes, those are the ones that I use.
Damn, that's wild.
Yeah, like Boards Don't Hit Back is which I have the video for.
Yeah,
like that's the art mix.
Damn, I'm not gonna front, man. I remember that night. I was thinking about that. Like you had linked me to like it was on SoundCloud. Like, yo, check this out. And I heard
it was just the song. It wasn't even the whole. I hadn't put out the project yet. I just put out the song.
And I was like, yo, let me, do me a favor, man. Let me get that session.
I'll never forget that night because like, and that's another thing how you say like you see me out there. That's another conversation that I had with you that same night because I was just getting into that. You know what I'm saying? Of like really, all right, how I'm gonna do this. I'm starting to reach out to different DJs and coming out of my comfort zone in that sense. Yeah. And that shit that was dope. Like people don't really do that. And I looked at that night. That was really dope. Like you reached out. You're like, yo, you like the song and everything, but you genuinely wanted to do something to it. And it was like 1 a.m, dude. It was literally 1 a.m. I was like, all right, cool. So when you said you were gonna do something to it, I figured I'll in a couple of days or whatever. No, like in maybe an hour. The first one, boom. Like, yo, let me know what you think. And I was like, dog, that's awesome. And then you're like, yeah, I'm still working on the second one. Like, yo, you're working on the other one? Like, dog, that's crazy.
You know? Man. Like, I remember I was staying at my grandmother's spot because I was fighting the case that I was fighting on right now, and I was like, whatever, man. Like, I was in between homes, and like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, it's not like my proudest time of my life, but like, at the same time, again, God provides, bro. Right. You know. And I remember I was staying in her backyard. There was mosquitoes everywhere and shit, and I was like working on my MacBook with the iLock and like out of Apple earbuds. I was mixing out of Apple earbuds and like the regular studio headphones. I was auditioning back and forth between both of them. Right. And whatever, man. I was yo, okay, let me clean this up here. It felt good to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That was, and especially for the time, because Pieces, it was really at a time, it was a dark time that I created that. Excuse me. It was a scary time because it was once again my first solo project. Every other project I ever had has been group projects. You know what I'm saying? And it was just me just doing this, and I was just like, and then you hit me up, and I didn't like a lot of the sounds. I was really, like, I even saying like, yo, it's just, I got to put this out because I can't really afford right now to go back in and do this and that, and as much as I like to, but you know what, let me just pump this out and, keep working. And then you were like, yo, let me hook this up, which was like, fuck, thank you, God. Yeah, that was awesome. That's dope. So, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, the conversation we had about, you're like, yeah, I see you, doing these, because that's when I had started doing this whole reaching out to people and everything. I was like, yeah, you're like, yo, that's how you do it, man. Keep doing that. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I kind of put like, it gives you validation. You know what I'm saying? Because I always respected you as an artist. I always saw you in the scene and everything. So when you get that kind of, those things from people that you respect and stuff, it's like, oh shit, all right, cool, thanks, man. Let me keep, it gives you that little boost. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure. Because it's like you could, a lot of these cats, they're kind of like walking around like, almost like aimlessly, they don't know, they only see what's on the surface, on the internet or social media or whatever. They don't know how to go about the groundwork, and that, like, for example, me, I learned the hard way. I made an ass out of myself so many times. Like coming up, like now I know how to move.
Yeah.
But like when I didn't, and I thought I did, oh my god, I was making an ass out of
Same
myself
here.
all the time,
think
and
we all did.
I kind of feel like it may have maybe like ruined potential relationships that I could have had. But ever since the last year, like the Miami community, it seems big, but it's not at all. It's like it's very
very
very small.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like for example, I was at A-Hole Sniffs Glue. He came out with those sandals, and like everyone went out there to support him, to show love. And I'm there, and I saw a couple cats that I was like, I got some pending atonement with,
Yeah.
And I pulled them to the side, and I was like, yo, listen, man, my bad for this, my bad for that. You understand? Like, I just was trying to figure things out. But yo, hey man, how can I make it up to you? And it gave closure to both of us,
Right.
to him, to them, and I. Like now we both feel better about that, and it's just this huge weight lifted off your shoulders. So like, yeah, man. So like now, whenever I have a chance to like just kind of like put some people on game, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know, bro, I ain't shit,
No,
like,
there's always. I was telling someone, like we all. There's always. There's never. You can never say you learn too much. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be more to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the moment that you say that you've learned too much, like that's it. You're
I got this. Like
nah, you're shooting yourself in the foot, bro.
Yeah.
But like, and you're also in this crew. What they do,
What
right?
they do, yeah.
With Orion, with Thousand, who was here a couple episodes ago, and Inf, right?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the boys.
But like the thing is with Inf, like what's the other name again?
Sweet Jesus.
Sweet.
Sweet Jesus.
That's how I know him as.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
A lot of people know him as Infinite because he's been around. He's been doing this thing, but Sweet Jesus is like how we all like.
How does it feel to be opening up for these guys, man? For these,
It's cool,
these
man.
headliners.
It's cool. It's real dope. I've never done the whole opening for like headliners type stuff. I know Orion's done a lot of these. That's like that KRS was like my first one. Like I'm hype. I don't know about y'all boys. I'm here. We open up for Razzcast and stuff. It's dope opening up for people that we grew up respecting, and then at the end of the night, they approach us on some, that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to approach us or actually show us anything.
That's tight.
You know what I'm saying? That's always a cool thing.
Do you imagine that maybe like KRS is like, yo, I'm gonna tell these guys that's tight. That's gonna make their whole world.
Hey, I could see that too. I could definitely see that, yo. 'Cause shit, if I was big, I would want to just spread that, like, hey, keep going, man. I didn't see you perform, but you keep fucking going.
It's like that commercial with that baseball player. Hey kid, catch, and he throws him the jersey. Do you remember?
I forgot who was the guy.
Yeah, that's funny. Just KRS just throws you a mic, and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, you run home skipping and shit.
Yeah, man.
It's cool. It's dope, and it's dope to be with such a dope collective. I've always been a part of groups and everything. I've been just doing the more solo thing now, but over in Orion, initially came up to just like I'm Thousand. I heard he explained it perfectly. It really was just a song. Orion hit us up, we should do a song. It was my first time really meeting Thousand. I knew Sweet Jesus and Orion more so, and then the chemistry was cool. Boom. Another song, boom. Hey, we have a fucking EP we're about to put out. So it's one of those. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Working on my solo stuff, then doing stuff with them. It's just, because it's a good balance. You know what I'm saying? And the what they do stuff is just more so the hardcore stuff that I like. You know what I'm saying? It's just straight, bars and that gutter type production and shit. And it's just cool. It's a cool little, the substance abuse idea. I think is pretty cool, and we're just having fun.
And who was producing those things again? Those tracks?
Oh, that's we had Orion do some brand name brand.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, name brand. Definitely. We're repping him heavy for that. We always rep him, especially during our performances. We have we always rep name brand for what he was and what he remains to be, which is really a Miami legend. And you know what I'm saying, I remember seeing him before I ever knew him on a I didn't really get to know him on a personal level other than the music stuff. I saw him as going to shows and him doing the NPC shit. I'm like, yo, this guy's crazy, yo. Da, 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 da. Then when I started working with these cats, that's when I started getting more into the oh, okay, we doing this, name brand beats, and then had like little, our group conversations and stuff, and then, rest in peace. But yeah.
So it was Orion produced some beats, Name Brand produced some beats.
Who else? Yo,
I could level with you, man. Like, I could level with you 100% because I be forgetting names all the time.
Yeah, like, and I'm trying to think of the beats now. Oh, Draz.
Draz
for sure.
Draz is scary.
Yeah.
Like Draz, like
out to Draz,
the thing with Draz is like one thing that I be giving him like props over and over again for is that like he has this crazy imagination with like finding samples. He'll hear the track, he'll hear the song, and then like for example, I was at his crib one time when I filmed him like making a beat, like chopping it up, and like what I had imagined he was gonna sequence the sample in was nothing like what came out. He's just totally out the box with it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Draz. That's great, man.
Big shout out to Draz. Yeah, man. It's just basically, a lot of in-house, a lot of fan-based type stuff. So, yeah, man. That's a dope project. We're basically at the end of it, finalizing it. That should be coming out, soon. We don't have a date for it, definite date, but we're already at the final stages of recording.
But that's tight because y'all are almost doing it backwards. Like most people, they'll work on the project's done, then they announce it, they release it, and then they get shows booked and they perform the album. Whereas
we're fucking going in, and we don't have the finished product, but what we got, we're giving it to them, and people are liking it. People are really showing love and everything. So it's like, fuck it. Right now, especially how I've been doing it, I'm trusting my process, which is like, just go. I spent the year trying to figure out how am I going to do my solo shit. How am I going to do this? I'm so used to doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like just being in my head about it. I wasted a fucking year having conversations with people. It's like a Jeepo, having conversations with my people, Fang and Choppy, having conversations with, you know what I'm saying? Just everybody about like, yo, how am I going to do this? It wasn't to the moment where I said, go. Just stop thinking, just go. And a lot of stuff has happened, with that. So I'm trusting that process. So the same thing with what they do. Let's just go. Let's just do this.
Yeah, overthinking is not the way to go, bro. Like I used to overthink a lot, like DJ Khaled, a lot. I used to be overthinking like all the time. I would buy notebooks, like at CVS, and a brand new pen, and I'll be like, all right, fresh canvas for all these fresh thoughts,
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, first I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna go about it this way. Yo, none of that shit ever goes down the way you want it.
Never.
So like what I got from that was like, all right, like I know what not to do in certain scenarios, but let me just all this time that I spent writing it down in good handwriting, I could have just been making more moves.
Yeah, wasting time actually plotting the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, too much.
I wasted a lot of time. But that's the whole thing. Like, I figure there's no real blueprint to it. It's just let's just go. Whatever feels right, let's just do it.
And like this whole thing of like, spending too much time plotting and like you feel like you're wasting time. Like if you let it, if you do nothing with it, then that time goes to waste.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in vain.
No, it really wasn't. It's just I spent a lot of that time. It could have been shortened, you know what I'm saying? Because the conclusion that I came up with could have been the conclusion that I just, it could have been right there. Like, fuck it, just go. Instead of wasting, like, yo, how? Like, just shut the fuck up, go. And, but yeah, a lot of, like, it wasn't in vain because things happened during that time too. A lot of shit happened and, in hindsight, shit that was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't understand it, or I was just taking it a certain way. In hindsight, now, looking back at it, all that shit was supposed to happen. And, I got more stuff to write about. I'm working on my next solo stuff at the same time. Just did, joint with Velvet. Got this joint with What They Do coming out. I'm just, and then on top of that, trying to just be out and be inspired, hit all these shows, try to get in people's faces, get in people's ears. That's all I'm doing right now. Like, I love pieces. I'm going to keep, like, I'm pushing it. Because even though, to me, it's a year old, I did a show on Saturday. And a bunch of people were like, it's like it was just put out of that Saturday, you know. Like,
That's what's funny about music, right? Like to you, it's a year old. To them, it's
Right.
brand new.
and that's that's a luxury that I have right now. I look at it now like, oh, that's how I have, because ain't nobody really checking for me. You know what I'm saying? Other than people who know me and people who are, because I'm getting shown love, a lot more love than from before, and that's awesome. That's dope. So it's giving me like, all right, even if it's a few people, that's, hey, shit, just one person to actually subscribe to you and want to be invested in your journey and to your music and everything. That's ill. So to get numerous people so far, I'm like, all right, cool. But like in terms of just rocking and everything, like I need to be out there just letting them know, like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't really see like old songs being like, you know how it's, like you'll put together your set list and like, oh, well, that's an old track. It doesn't matter. Like the problem comes in when like you're only doing old tracks 10 years from now.
Yes, that's the thing. Exactly. And this shit is been known, you know what I'm saying? And he's still doing that same one. No, that's why I say there's a luxury I have right now, and people like us, we have, like, nobody's really on our ass. We don't have a record exec like, hey, you got to crank out that next one. Like, nah, let me work this shit. I really believe in Pieces is my baby. I'm trying to work that. I'm really trying to, I'm taking my time with it. At the same time, I'm not slack. It's not like I'm not coming out with new stuff or I'm not applying for new stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know where I'm at right now with it, man? Like, I haven't done a show in a little minute. Partially because whatever, like, I know. For one, I'm out the loop, right? Mm-hmm. At the moment. I know that Renee's is doing its thing. I know Churchill's ain't going nowhere.
Renee's is like the new. It's still, and they're really cool because they're working with a lot of cats. Like, it's pretty cool. I've gone to a couple shows there, like, these last couple weeks.
Yeah, like, so for like, like, I gotta check that spot out. For one, I feel like for sure I'm out the loop, and also like, this whole thing I'm dealing with probation or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, also, it's weird because I'm in the space right now. If you don't mind, I'll tell you. Like, I'm in the space right now where, like, now that I'm not, locked up, right? And I'm kind of like, yo, let me just make as much music as I could, and I'm in this weird creative space right now where I'm just cranking out music like way more than I ever was, and I'm kind of like, in a way, I feel like that's God being like, this is not your time to be.
Yeah, you're where you're supposed to be right now. Yeah, that's where we're at. And a little sidebar. That night, going back to that night that we had the conversation where you mixed those tracks and everything, because I believe you were just about to go in, but you were, and I'm such a fucking nerd because I did not get that that's what you were telling me, because you were like, I'm taking a trip. I think you said I'm taking a trip or something. And I was just like, yeah, man, yeah. After we spoke, yeah, have a good trip, man. Be safe out there, da-da-da. And when I thought you came out like, oh, that's what the fuck I feel like a dick. Like, I'll be safe. Fucking, not like, oh, I did not know this was you. I felt like a nerd afterwards. Like.
It's okay. It's all right, man. I was
like, that kind of trip. I'm a fucking nerd. Damn, have a safe trip.
Yeah, for the most part, it was safe. Yeah, bro. Nah, God be looking out, man. It's crazy, bro.
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're. When I found it out, because you had, like, explained it when you came back, I'm like, oh, damn, that's what's. I'm glad you're back, bro. Shit.
Yeah, bro, it's wild, man. Like, it's just like, it's one of those situations, man, where, like, I come back and I see, for example, like, you, Jax, right? Jax and VP. Shout out to Dirty Five. Yeah, like D5. I see these cats. I'm like, all right, word, y'all doing y'all thing, man. That's very good, man. Yeah. Like, the last show that I did was like not even a month or so before I had to really go. It was in Grooves and Food.
Okay, yeah.
When I still had the big beard.
Word.
And I was like, like no one knew. Obviously, I wasn't about to say no one knew, but in my mind, I'm like, this might potentially be the last one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This might be the last one, yo. So let me just make sure that I do my thing. You feel me?
Right,
and it's just so crazy, bro. Like how. Now I look at that and I'm like, wow, it's just crazy how God provides. That's my whole thing that I've been on, Like the universe abides to the energy you put out there.
Right. If you're genuine with it and in your in your pursuit and in your intent, yeah, man, God's gonna provide straight up,
Yeah. Do you remember that time that I pulled up on you? That you pulled up on me. I was riding my bike here in Wynwood.
Yeah.
And you were like, yo, you pulled up in your car, and then like I like got on the street in between the two lanes, and I just pulled up to you like on your like driver's side window, and we just chop it up for a quick second. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just here doing my little Uber Eats, whatever. And you're like, yeah, for sure, man. Nah, I'm on my way to do something right now too. The light turns green. I'm like, all right, bro. Like I might as well have had like a little bell on my bike. Like, All right, bro.
Right up.
Peace. Yeah.
Nah, man, that's what's up, man. I'm about to get into that Uber Eats thing, man. I'm seeing a lot of people on it.
All right, so this is the thing about Uber Eats, right? This is something that I wanted to find a good moment. I'm not sure when I was gonna come out with it, but this is a perfect time.
School me.
So like,
Let's
this is
go.
the thing, bro. I think that like anyone that's pursuing music, right, that they want to hit the road and they don't have that big of a fan base yet,
Right.
like, but let's say that like somebody just wants to get like a extended cargo van, like those white vans.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put their equipment in there, their clothes in there, and y'all riding now. You're in this van, and you're like, man, how do we make money on the road, bro? Uber Eats is perfect.
That's right.
You just turn the
Turn that
app
shit
on,
on and then you're-
you know, and like whatever, bro. You're making more money than you are spending gas or like wear and tear on your vehicle, and it's a good way to just make at least enough bread to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, I totally think that like Uber Eats, anybody out there that wants to travel and make money on the road, do Uber Eats.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I gotta get into that. I need that supplemental income. You know what I'm saying?
and like if you have a car, if you're on a bicycle, I mean that's a different story. But like, you know, like if you have
Yeah, I
a
got a
car, bro,
car.
it's perfect, bro.
Yeah, I
it's
have a
perfect.
car. I have a car. All right.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad.
That's
you
the
do.
reason why, because I got this car and I have these fucking payments now I gotta pay now. So, yeah.
You know that bro, like Lyft, I think it's Lyft or Uber, they have this program where you can like get a car from them, but like yo, depending on your credit, they'll be taxing you, man.
The thing is, I tried to the leasing
Yeah.
through Uber, dog. They were charging like $400 a fucking week.
A week.
A
A
week.
week,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, nah, man, get
I'm
out of
like-
here. And people were like, no, you make like fuck you. I'm not about to pay $400 a week on some lease. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and then there's gas,
yeah, exactly. There's
and
gas,
then you're
the-
hoping to profit, and then there's taxes.
No. That's why I was like, nah. I was about to, because I was in I had lost my job. I was worked in orthotics. I was in orthotics tech, and they closed down the lab or whatever. So it was my first time getting laid off. Once again, God knows what he was doing, because in that time that I was laid off, those 3-4 months, that's when I was really hit. That's when I was hitting. That's when you saw me doing it. I had the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't so much thinking, I wake up in the morning. I got the time to be like, make this my primary, like, oh, this music is what I'm really working for, and why am I giving my soul to a place that I don't even really love or whatever, you know what I'm saying? All that bullshit. So like, that was a good time. It gave me that, that it gave me that time to actually focus on the music, on the approach, and then really pushing myself. So then from there, I didn't have a job, so I wanted to do something like Uber or whatever, and my car wasn't that reliable at the time. So I was like, fuck, I don't know. Let me see if maybe I'll do the lease thing, get a car from them. Then I tried that whole shit. Like, I'm going to do it. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. Everybody's telling me, do it, because, it's worth it, blah, blah, blah. Yo, when I saw $400 a week, I was like, no.
Yeah, nah, they know what they're doing. They're trying to
Fuck
like,
you.
they're pretty much trying to sign you to a messed up record deal.
Yeah,
know?
that's how I looked at it. Like, what the fuck are you pushing to me right now, yo? Like, no.
Yeah, man. But I mean, like at the same time, bro, like I don't take for granted that there are these opportunities. If I really needed to, I could make some bread if I just apply myself, you know.
Right.
But like, I just gotta pick and choose my battles, man. Like, and honestly, for the time that I was driving like Uber and Lyft with people, like that was the sketchiest shit ever.
Yeah, because I used to drive. I used to drive in foster care though. I used to drive kids. But driving drunk adults is a whole nother fucking thing.
Yo, when somebody threw up in the backseat of my car,
done.
Like, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then also, like, the thing is that most people nowadays, for whatever reason, like, I just see such a little sense of accountability. Like, so this person throws up in your car and tries to blame you for it, you know? And it's like, so hold on, it's my fault.
Nah, see, no,
that's how people are.
Thank you.
That's how people are nowadays.
No,
like,
I could see, yeah,
like,
definitely.
yo, man,
Entitlement.
like
entitlement.
It just be like, yo, and you know what, man? I like
Drunk entitlement.
Yeah, no, I'm straight, bro. This one time, let me tell you, I picked up these two girls, right? And now, mind you, on one side of the coin, in theory, it's safer to get driven home than to drive home.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
So I understand the whole, like, just call an Uber if you're drunk.
Yeah,
I
think
get
it's cool. I think that's a dope idea and everything.
I get it. Maybe I should have probably planned ahead and had, like, a little garbage plastic bin with a plastic bag, like a little throw up worst case scenario. But, like, I don't know. I wasn't really...
Yeah, you expect people to like, be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I pulled, so whatever, I'm driving and this girl just starts throwing up, right? And I was like, you know, like when that happens,
At least be able to say like, yo, at least put the window down or pull over or something.
something. I was like,
some
but
indication.
they said nothing, bro. And I was like, I started to smell it, and I was like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I pull into this gas station, right? And I run into the gas station. I was like, let me get some napkins or something. And you know those little thin rectangular napkins that you get with the hot dogs?
No.
That they're like the thinnest little things, you know? And I was like,
Zoo paper.
yeah. And I was like, do you guys have any toilet paper or something? Whatever. They hooked me up, right? So I go back out there, and these girls, they tried to clean it up while I was gone because you're supposed to take pictures of it, you know?
Yeah, and they were trying to like just get it out.
And they were like, can I just give you like $10? And I was like, nah, you're going to get charged.
oh,
like
because it goes like against their rating or whatever the fuck is it?
Nah, they were like, listen, like, can I just leave you like a $10 tip and you can just not report this? And I was like, nah. I'm gonna call Uber right now, and you're gonna get charged like $150 for this, you know, and you're gonna pay for the ride. And she's like, whatever. She starts like you know,
like giving you sass and shit.
Yeah, like drunk sass, you know.
My fucking car.
So I was like, it's like, bro, like that's crazy, bro. You know, man, like you gotta pay for the, like you gotta pay to get that shit cleaned, and then you can't. That's it. Your work night is done. Like you can't pick up nobody else for the next 3 days. You know, people don't. It's that it's crazy, bro. That's why I really stopped rocking with Uber and Lyft for driving. Yeah. And I was like, let me just deliver some food. Right. You know. But all I ever wanted to do was just fucking rap. You know.
Yeah. You know that's all we're trying to do out here. Look at the hoops we got to jump through and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Vomited in our backseat with drunk ass chicks and shit. Nah, man, it's real.
People don't take into account like MCs like you or like all these other cats that I had out here. Like all that they see on social media is the little accolades. You know, they don't know.
Yeah, the groundwork, the fucking the dirt.
L's.
Yeah, yo, the just mud just falling on your face. They don't know about that. They see is just the hype, you know what I'm saying? They see the dope shit about it.
Yeah. I mean, not that like, you know, I'm trying to like purposely shed light on all the groundwork, like forcing people to be exposed to it. But it's like, it's one of those like, yo, keep that in the back of your minds that like this music industry, that's like, first of all, just the American dream, you know, like just pursuing what you want. It's never going to be easy. And like just let's just not take this shit for granted.
Yeah,
you know?
because a lot of it's being pushed as it happens overnight type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like people aren't seeing that. People, you know, I say that. I genuinely, you know, I believe in that, yo. Like you need that balance. You need to see what it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you're doing it like with honest money.
Right.
Not selling drugs.
Yeah, we're not out here pushing. We're not out here like, you know, booming or anything like that. We're, you know, 9 to 5ers. Like, yo, I'm a server, yo. I'm a server. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is, it's not like, you know, people see me out. Like, yo, I work hard to be out. It's gas that I'm fucking pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out at these shows. Like, I calculate everything. Like, yo, I gotta waste gas. I gotta that because I have to. I'm not, you know, a drug dealer. I'm not doing none of that stuff. I'm not, you know.
It's funny because years down the line, God willing, like this stuff is still available, like this podcast and shit. Like years down the line, they're gonna look back at this compared to where you are in your career at that point, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, dog, like homie was serving, his kid was still young, like all this."
And I'm not serving the stuff that makes you money. I'm serving food. You know what I'm saying? Like people like, yo, you serving? Yeah, freaking grilled dolphin and shit. That's what I'm serving. I'm serving up some fucking man.
Do you ever like write like a couple like rhyming words on the pad that you take the order in?
I be freestyling like back and forth on my walks and stuff like that. But I be freestyling and shit. But I do. That's just what I do in my head or in my driving, or whatever.
Yeah, because that's all you think about.
The other day, last week actually, very weird moment. Very fucking weird moment because you don't know how to like. It's cool, but then it's like I'm there, you know, going up to the table and blah blah blah. And I've never worked in food service, you know, before I started being a food server. Once again, I was laid off in that time. I was looking for a job. This one came, and how I saw it was, you know what? In my performance, my music performance, like I'm confident in remembering my lyrics, my stamina. One thing I really want to focus on is that one-on-one connection with the audience. And I was like, what's the best way of doing that than having to be one-on-one, you know what I'm saying? And my money relying on how that one-on-one went, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's it's a lot of that going on. Which
You know what? Like, I'll level with you on that. Like, you are training yourself to approach strangers through serving at the restaurant. That way, that when you get on stage, you're in front of a bunch of strangers, and it ain't that hard.
Yeah.
Like when I was doing my little time, like I was put in this like little program. It's called a 120. You know, it's like 120 days, right? And like they force you to speak in front of the entire wing of people. You got to stand up, go to the front, and like it's like this. They train these people to re-enter society, to go from being these introverted, corrupted minds to being extroverted, clean, honest thought people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I remember whenever I had to like speak in front of everybody, I was like, this is probably God training me for some tough crowds.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
Because I mean, it doesn't get much tougher than, you know,
Right.
doing time.
Yeah.
You know, but nah. I don't mean to undermine. Like I know that when you're serving, you get some pretty tough people too.
Yeah, and this particular instance was weird because it was somebody who recognized me rhyming. Literally, I go, hey, how you guys doing, blah, blah, blah. And the dude turns around, looks at me with his face, he goes, you're that rapper guy. And I went, like, what do you say to that? Like, yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, man, what's your name again? I go, well, Lewis. But Spaz. He was like, Spaz. I'm like, yeah, what's up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I saw you at this. I'm like, yeah, cool. So, can I get you guys any water or anything? You know what I'm saying? It just goes right back to that. Let me go and fetch your shit. So, it's a weird thing. Like, yeah, I got recognized while I was serving this dude his food and shit. Like, it's just a weird thing.
That's funny, man. Like, and like, in a way, do you feel like a little weird at first, but then you kind of snap out of it? Like,
oh, hell yeah. It was like, it was weird. It was cool because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, it's cool for somebody to, and actually be on some, like, and then he was with his boys, like, yo, this guy's freaking awesome, blah, 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 all this extra stuff. And then, like, left, and I was just like, oh, that was cool. And then as I'm walking to go into the kitchen to go put in his order, that's when it was like, man, I gotta get my shit, boy. Let's go. This ain't for nothing, dog. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? It puts that like that extra, like, yeah, we need to make this happen. Because I'll be damned if I let that be the extent of it. Somebody who came into the restaurant I worked, I'm serving in, and he recognized me from a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those.
It almost like it just lights a fire under you.
Yeah. It lit a fire in two ways. You know, in a way of like, oh, that was cool, and in a way of like, oh, that ain't cool enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got more work to do. Let's do this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to be embarrassed about being spotted at my jobs years ago. I was much more self-conscious of like, damn, like I want to be known as making full-time music.
Right.
I don't want to be known as one of my favorite. I'm not gonna say who it is. I'm not gonna put him out there. Back in the early 2000s, one of the biggest MCs in Miami, but I'm talking about like admired, like revered MCs.
Right.
I got a job at this warehouse in Miami Lakes. It was a music distributor. I would literally put the CDs together with the little inserts.
Cool.
You know, like they had conveyor belts with the whole nine. You know.
Okay.
And I walk in there when I finally got hired, and I just zone in on the guy I'm talking about, the MC, and then he saw me, see him. And he calls my manager. He's like, yo, bro, this guy knows that I work here. And I got a call from my manager not even 5 minutes later.
What?
And he's like, yo, listen, man, like, don't let nobody know that you saw Buddy working.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And it's crazy because you're talking about, like, that's the whole crazy thing about this industry. They want you to look like you are doing very well in this field.
Yeah, man.
When almost all the time that's not the case, bro. And it should be okay. You know, like why don't people start like encouraging these upcoming artists for not going to sell drugs? Like be happy seeing them in a restaurant. Like you know what I'm saying?
Be that. Yeah, like why am I feeling? You know what I'm saying? Why am I feeling like that? Like some sort of way because I got called out in my place of employment. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're a rapper guy. I mean, in hindsight, it could have been fucking worse. I could have been on the show and you're like, hey, aren't you that server? Like, hey, fuck you, man. I'm performing right now, man. I'm a damn rapper.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah. And you almost like you like almost battle them. Like, yeah, I'm that server. Aren't you that bad tipper?
That'd be dope. Oh shit, I'm using that one. Let's go.
I remember you. You be asking for all that ranch. You know what you're doing, you fucking asshole. Hey, like whenever you like, since you like be writing orders and stuff, man. Like, do you be thinking of rhyming words of the things they order? You be thinking of little rhyme schemes of like, let me get the appetizer. You're like appetizer.
I've actually done it. Like when little freestyle sessions and stuff. Like I'll use a scenario that happened at the job or something like that, or I'll like reference like something like a lemon cutter or something. And I'm thinking of that. Like I wouldn't have referenced that, like, because I'll be cutting lemons in the morning when you come in and prep and all. You know what I'm saying? I'll yeah, hell but that's life. Everything comes to you and just you try to throw it in a rhyme and shit. So
All the time, man.
Work especially.
Hell yeah. Like, when I just gotten out, I went to Vero Beach and I got a job at Applebee's. And I remember there was these like Asian people that came in one time, and I was like, Applebee's, about to start rapping to these Japanese, people happily. It's just crazy how the mind always puts it together, Like,
that's because we're MCs, you know what I'm saying? That's how our brains work. A lot of people hear that, they're like, the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, you gotta be an MC to really, a real MC anyway. Somebody who really loves this shit to where, like, anything is gonna make you think of a rhyme,
But like before the customers come in, like, do you be like pacing around in your little section, like just reciting lyrics, and your coworkers looking at you like you just talking to yourself all crazy?
No. I don't do the whole like just nah. I'm very in my head, in my mind, and just more so going over tracks. Like if I have a show that night or something, I'll really be like off in the corner or something, just like. But nah, I'm not that rabbit. Like once you hear a beat and then you just start, start freestyling loud. Like nah, I'm not that guy. Like I freestyle all day, but I'm not the one that's just like, yo, I want you to see me rhyme. Like nah.
Yeah, not more like. Yeah. I wasn't asking like on some like, like desperately trying to be heard by every single person.
No, but just
like
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, man, because like I don't know, I just kind of like this whole grind of like just having an honest job and then pursuing this shit, like, and then also trying to keep it on the down low. Like a bunch of MCs will work like at a telemarketing center where like they're making money but they're not in public or whatever. Like I just think it's a little silly, you know?
No, I'm not ashamed of my job. I work hard, yo, and it's just I work hard in any sense, whether it's my 9 to 5, whether it's with rhyming, whether it's with raising my son, you know what I'm saying? I just put in the work, and that's just how I was raised. So like, it's not a matter of like, but it is a matter of I want more. You know what I'm saying? There's more that I need to do with this music, with just everything. I got a son that relies on me and everything. So like, it's much bigger than me now. You know what I mean? So. And my son looks up to me, and he does. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, no matter what profession I'm doing, even when I had no job, you know what I'm saying? I know my son looks up to me, and he relies on me. So like, I don't give a fuck about like people seeing me at like serving food. It's just more of a personal thing of like, oh shit, I got more to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man, and that's good, bro, because you got to stay motivated. You know?
Yeah, definitely. And it's a good motivation. It's not like like I feel like I gotta chase some material thing. No, this is so much more than that,
I noticed, man, right now, like as you tilted your head back, I saw on the bottom of your brim it says Rock Soul. That's a hat that he gave you?
Soul. Yeah. Any hat that you see me wear is a Rock Soul hat. I never wore hats before I wore Rock Soul hats. He just, dope home team, very dope artist, dope musician, dope MC. And he's fam, so from the beginning, like he gave me the first hat, which was this blue one with the name, the Puerto Rican flag on the side, and that's my first one. I'm like, oh no, I'm rocking hats, and then he gave me this other one, this gray one, and that's the one that I have on the cover of Pieces, and it got to the point where people were seeing me in shows and like, oh man, I knew it was you because I saw your hat, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm wearing fucking hats now, like it's a part of the brand and everything, and I'm cool with that because a lot of I like to rep my people, you know what I'm saying? And me by rocking this, like right now you said, oh, I saw it, it says Rock Soul. A lot of people see that and they're like, oh, who's that? Oh, he makes this hat. Let me show you his thing. He makes art. He makes canvases. He does this and that. I rep my people. I rep people that that I believe in. I love his stuff, and he supports my shit too. So
word. I mean, you're definitely getting a lot of support, man, from the people out here. I noticed that when I'm here on your Instagram right now, like not too long ago, you went to an event and somebody did a mural of you right here. Pieces.
It's my brother. That's my other brother, Vic the Viper. I have two brothers, and we're all very, very deep in the culture. Vic the Viper, he's a dope visual artist as well as a b-boy, and my youngest brother, Velvet Jones, who I have the project Too Easy. He's a DJ. Yeah, man, he killed it with that mural, man. That he's very talented. I've been watching him draw since he was a fucking baby. You know what I mean? So
What do you think about, like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Miami hip hop scene at the moment?
at the moment, I think it's come a long way. Because I was in the scene back in, like, I would say 05, 06, when it was just the beach. There was no Wynwood. It wasn't popping. And that crab in the bucket mentality was real, real, real. It kind of, like, really discouraged me at times. You know, I'm like, I really didn't, like, I fell away from music for a while, for a couple years. I fell out. I was fucking with it here and there, but I wasn't pushing it. I didn't get into social media till 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wasn't doing the groundwork. I was just doing the artistic shit, my writing, then performing. And I wouldn't even chill in shows. I would just run up in there, hey, blah, 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 you're welcome. Boom, and I'll ride out to the next show. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the scene now, there's so many different artists and a lot of people who are down to ride for the next artist. That was not the case back in the day. You would go into a studio and that engineer had his clique of artists. Your shit is not coming out the same way that clique is coming out. I would hear my stuff, and it was always something. Me and my partner at the time, Weird, we would be doing our mixtapes, and we would always go to these, you know, like, damn, like, why our shit's always something wrong. You hear that stuff, like, oh, you know, like, people were very about their shit. Nobody wanted to see the next person shine. Right now, the reason why I'm even out the way I am is because I've been blessed to be around those kind of people who changed my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Props and Bonds, fucking, you know, Asylum Studios, you know, Smoke Signals, you know, Black Family. Like, there's so many, and these are all different, totally different type of sounding collectives and everything, but everybody is so dope, and everybody is so willing to see the next person succeed. I see a lot of artists going out to other artists, you know, events, you know, that they're not even performing at. Like, in that sense, I think the Miami scene has come a long way. There's always room for improvement, but I think we've come a long way.
Yeah, because for a while, man, like, for a while I would go to Catalyst or I'll go to some other events, and, like, I immediately picked up on that crab in a bucket vibe, and that vibe made me feel like these guys. I mean, I'm not saying this is the way it is now, and I know that I'm gonna sound almost like a hater saying this, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I know for a fact that, like, these guys, most of the people in that room, like, we're not friends. You know, like we are here because they want to blow up and they want to put on a good show. They're just putting in their work, and so am I. But, like, I failed to see the camaraderie.
Right.
Like, I would walk in there and be like, oh, like, all these daps are fake from all these other MCs. But, like, that's my fault, because not all of them are fake. Some of them are really, like they had a much better attitude about it than I did.
Right.
You know?
And it's because, and I don't know if, for me, I had that same type of thing going into when I met, you know, Looney and Kosi, and because I've always been a part of the Catalyst and everything, but I really started, you know, being a part of it more so, like, around, like, 2008, 2010, you know what I'm saying? Like, really getting in hard. And when I started doing my solo stuff and coming right back into the scene, which was, like I said, 4 years ago, I'm very standoffish, because all I knew was that mentality, like, yo, everybody's out for self, da da da. So I was very standoffish. It took me a while to start, you know, loosening up and being like, okay, y'all, I see what y'all are doing. But at first, I thought, like, the same thing. It's just fake. You know, this shit is fake. Y'all motherfuckers don't like each other like that. But then I started being around, like, yo, there's some good dudes out here. There's some genuine good people out here that are really down to ride, and those daps are real. I've met some great people and great friendships and relationships from Catalyst, and from just starting from there and going out into, you know, into just the scene.
Word. Yeah, man, because, like, damn, like, not for nothing, I totally lost sight of the fact that I was once an aspiring MC, and, like, I went to a show to watch, like, Recognize perform and all that, and, like, I forgot about the fact that at one point in time, I was in the crowd amongst a bunch of other aspiring MCs watching the big homie doing his thing.
Right.
Whereas, like, years later, here I am performing, and, like, I would think my mentality was, damn, there's no real hip hop fans in the crowd. It's just a bunch of other rappers. But those are the biggest hip hop fans.
Right.
You know, like, come on, who appreciates rhymes more than other MCs. I'm not saying that like that, you know, the ideal fan base for a technical writer is a bunch of other MCs.
yeah,
but
but,
like
yeah.
you know, let's not take for granted that these are people too.
Yeah, and
you
they're,
know what I'm
they're
saying?
still consumers of the music. They're still fans of the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely. It's definitely it's a lot has changed, and I like where it's going. And I like the biggest thing that I like about the Miami scene is it's not a specific, it's not one thing anymore. Back in it was just like one, that's it, just this lane. So many different lanes, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff that I'm seeing every day. And I'm like, yo, I'm becoming fans of a fan of this shit that I never even thought, you know what I'm saying, was there. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope thing to see, yo. And coming out of our city, it's really dope. It's really inspiring.
Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself like hitting the road anytime soon?
I would love to. I did a show like in Atlanta, a month ago now. That was dope, and that really gave me that yearning. I'm like, oh shit, this is, you know, that was pretty cool. I'd like to get more into that. That's definitely once I'm working towards all that, creating a budget for different spots. Like I said, my brother Velvet Jones is in New York right now. So he's setting that up right there. He's doing great, and I know that's coming. You know, we're gonna have shows there. In Michigan, I got my people, Choppy Blades, well, Monk Matthias right now, White Fang, Organic Flow, a collective that I'm a part of, that I've been a part of, and you know, go out there. I'm thinking of going out there soon, hit up some shows because they're really holding it down out there, like on a major. And the Michigan hip hop scene is totally different. You know what I'm saying? So
Shit, my favorite rappers from Michigan, bro. Eminem.
yeah.
You
know?
know?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Straight up.
like, I would say, and this is not just, I mean, I know we're having a conversation, but to the listeners out there, like, yo, if you do something out of town, regardless if you rap, if you paint, whatever it is that you do, if you go out of town and you're expecting a sold out venue, like, throw that out the window. You know,
just be glad that you're out somewhere.
Yeah.
If you get one person from over there,
Exactly.
you don't know, dude. You don't know what that one person can do.
there was this one interview I saw from Tech Nine where he was talking about, you know, Tech Nine, him and Rhyme Sayers, they're like the two pioneers of independent hip hop.
Yeah.
Touring.
Yeah.
Merch heavy. You know.
Hell yeah.
And like Tech Nine was saying, like how his first tour he lost money, but the amount of money that he lost from investing and what he got back, he lost like close to like 100 racks. Like if I saw 100 racks right now, I'd probably shit myself. You know,
real.
like man, I would love to like put a down payment on my mom's house or some shit with it. Like, so it's like to go out of town, if you perform in front of in a venue where it's like 5-10 people, be happy.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like, yo, be so happy.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a lot easier to win over 10 people than 100 people.
Right.
You know, like if I perform in front of a venue with like 10 people, yo, like man, I would be so fucking happy right now. Like out of town, like, and that's why I asked you if you're compiling all this footage with all these live shows, because you can submit that, you can like. And if an MC is performing a lot in open mics or whatever the fuck it is, like, and you compile like all the best moments and show that to a booking promoter for festivals, they're gonna like that, you know.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I gotta really get more because I have my stuff on my phone, but it's transferring into the external drive that I have all my other stuff. It's just
like
get on top of myself about that shit.
Yeah, I mean it's just a to-do list, bro. Like I mean, bro, like I mean I'm no one to like talk, man. Like, but it's just that I've seen it over the years, like, and it's something that I gotta also implement myself. Like, I don't know if you can see, I have like all this shit here, and I have all this equipment. And, like, man, it's just like I'm just like Rocky in the mountains, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Like
that big ass plank of wood going up the fucking hill.
Yeah, you know, and I know that you're on that same tip too, man. Like, but one thing that I admire about you, man, like real talk, is that like, bro, like you have a kid, but you still are able to put in this work out there. Like I know some cats that they have a kid and like they throw in the towel, like that's it. You know, like they can't wrap their heads around how to juggle.
Yeah. No, because I have my kid every other week. And he's, you know, me and his mom are together. So the week when I have him, it's all him. You know what I'm saying? Now he's, you know, he's a little bit older and he's sleeping through the night now. So like I have a little bit more flexibility where I could do a show real quick, like put him to bed and then, you know, dip out real quick, blah, 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 do a little quick show and then come back by like 12:30. He's good. You know what I'm saying? You know.
That'd be an ill movie. If that was a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not gonna think about it. It would be. But that's when I don't have him, I have the flexibility of doing like if I had like I couldn't do this last week because I had it. You know what I'm saying? So when I don't have it, then I'm just out as much as I can, as much as available as I can be. And if it's something that's real, because once again, I ain't trying to waste gas for nothing. So I try to make sure wherever I am, I'm trying to do something productive. You know what I mean? And then once get my son, 100% him, 100% him. And if there is something that happens to be that week, I always talk to whoever whoever's offering me the show. I'm like, would it be okay if I could perform at this time? Reason being, I have my son and blah blah blah. And a lot of the times they're all good. Saturday I had a show and they know the deal. Like people, shout out to Loud Vapor. They already know. They're like, yo, Spaz has his, he has his kids, so boom. And I try to be very thorough with that with people, just to give you the option of like, oh, you're not down with that? Cool. All right, cool. I'm not gonna. If I can't do it like that, then I can't do it that week, because once again, I got the shorty. And that's just, it's just, I believe you make time for what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And that's just what it is.
I mean, also, man, like some promoters, they'll promise that you'll be on a certain time, you'll get there, and like it does not go the way that they say it was going to go. Exactly. It happens all the time.
All the time. That's why a lot of times I'm blessed enough to where people have worked with me. And if I do see that has a chance of happening, then I always let them know, like, look, no disrespect, but like, listen, I told you what was up, blah, blah, blah. If you want to take it a certain way, that's what it is. But I have my, my priorities are my priorities when I have, my priorities. So that's just basically how it is. So,
and it's not even their fault all the time.
It's not. And that's why I try to, like, be communicative with them and let them know, like, yo, it's not even you. I understand how it goes. I do, dog. I've been doing shows for a long time. I know. I already know.
Yeah, because the crowd shows up late.
Mm-hmm.
They want, in their minds, they're like, not only do I want to make money, and I want the artists to get good exposure for these people, and I want to put on a good show for the audience. So like the artists are on time, the crowd's late, and like I made these promises and it's just not working out the way I wanted to, and it's looking bad on me. I can't force the people to be here. It's like a lot, you know?
No, it's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like I feel like for people, I see like a lot of my boys putting on shows. Shout out to Divine Don Julio. He had his, I think it was his like one of his first like competition shows that he had, and he didn't know how to do like, yo, I can't do this no more, yo, because once you put up money and shit, yeah, people are gonna want that. And I don't go into these things with I was having a conversation with my brother Vic about that the other night. Like I don't be going into these things with the mindset of like I'm gonna win that shit, like you get $100 for like, because I know a lot of these are crowds and and they have that, like I don't go in with the whole shit like I'm gonna win that $100 because I'm gonna be fucking mad as fuck when I don't win that $100. So I just always run up in these things like, yo, I'm here, I'm happy to be out here and But motherfuckers was wanting that $100 and their supporters wanted, and I saw his face, Divine, God bless him. He's like, I don't want to do this shit no more, yo. When I do shows, I'm not doing no more money shows. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah, because the dynamic changes, bro.
It changes a whole lot. It's hilarious.
Like, if you put it like, all right, guys, we're gonna compete for this $100. Like, you can just hear the growls. You know?
It's like, and I need shit. I need $100 too. But it's just, I know how these things work. I know how they are. So I no longer set myself up for that. Like, that disappointment, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be a part of this shit. I'm happy that they fucking reached out to me to be a part of it. I'm happy, I look at those things, and I just keep it moving from there.
Have you had any shows where the sound system was just horrible?
Oh my God, all the fucking time. Are you kidding me? Like, this is hip hop shows we're talking about. That man, like 80% of those shits all fucked up sound systems, man. Thank God the Loud Vapor had their sound. They were it was on point, but it was like a little feedbacky, but like it was good. I've had some horrible. The mic going out, like, you know what I'm saying? You just hear every other third word like that. Just fucking like it's been hell. The mixer's been fucked up, and like all you hear is like the background music of your beat. You're like, yo, that's not even my beat. Like, no, it's your beat, and it's like, that's like the shell of my beat. Like, what the fuck are you talking like? There's been some stuff.
Shout out to every good sound man out
for
there,
real,
bro.
man.
Y'all are the real MVPs.
Shout out to Ariel Mixes. He's one of like the best ones I know when it comes to shows out here. Like
he's the one from where's he from? Area. I know.
With Finest and.
Oh no! The one that I was thinking about, I guess, was the homie from Catalyst.
Shout out to David from Catalyst. Yes, man. Shout out to Dave from Catalyst. He's a great sound dude. He's like on point. Ariel Mixes on point. There's a lot of cats that are out here that are really on point. Jazz my man Jazz from Speak, like there's some dope ones, but there are some motherfuckers that you want to punch in the face. You want to throw a microphone at people sometimes, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, listen, Catalyst had like a super clean sound system, bro.
Yeah, yo.
Like, that's one of those, like, they got it right. Like, nobody touched these
'Cause he knows
knobs.
that. Yes, that's it. He always makes sure, don't touch it. I got it. And if it's something, he'll come out from behind, because he's usually on the other side of the snack bar or whatever. He'll come, go across, make sure that shit is perfect. Yeah, man, because he has that ear.
It's funny, like, now that your reactions to, oh my God, of course, all these hip hop shows have bad sound. Like, when I pointed out all this equipment, like, now I almost can see it in your eyes. You're like, I hope that shit works.
That shit better work. This shit is all there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's yeah, dog. I've had some horrible ones, but that's why I try to make sure I project as much as I can. And I've had times when I've had to just drop that mic and I'm just there like there's a Shakespearean play. I'm just screaming out my lungs and da 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 da, trying to overpower that beat, because there was no point of holding that mic up to my face.
Yeah, like, listen, like, that's one thing that I hope that people don't lose sight of. Look, there's two sides to this coin. One is the artist that they got it all. They got a whole team. They got it all figured out. The production value is top notch shape. You know what I'm saying? They get on stage. They got the ill reverb and the echoes in all the right places, and it just puts on this great show. On the other side, you have the MCs that aren't there yet with the whole team behind them and all that. But, like, don't let that dictate how you perceive the artist just trying to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And a lot of times that shit happens. A lot of times it'll affect the show. Like, for some people who really don't, you know what I'm saying? Some, like, people who aren't really on it like that. It could affect your performance. A lot of people do that whole, like, hold up, stop, which I hate that shit. Like, yo, you keep going. You don't stop for nothing. You don't be like, yo, wait. Unless, like, your beat is, like, skipping or some shit like that. But if you can't hear yourself. And half the time it's because you have your fucking vocals over your shit, so that doesn't make it any better. These artists now, like, I'm seeing a lot of that where they have just their straight vocals playing, where it's like, dude, have your ad-libs and your hook and you're perfect. Nah, like, they kill it with the vocals, and then the sound system's fucked up, and then they're screaming over this microphone. It's just, and then it's like, yo, nobody wants to see you, like, let alone hear you.
Yeah, because that's kind of like you go to the movie theater and, like, the movie's projecting the movie on the screen, but, like, you came to watch the live performance of it, and Sylvester Stallone walks on stage, he just points at the screen the whole time. Like, yeah, you see this happening, instead of him actually acting it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
motherfuckers are doing their ad libs now. That's the shit I'm seeing. I'm seeing people aren't performing their verses. They're performing their ad libs. Like, they're just saying 2 words, putting the mic down, dancing, saying 2 words. And it's like, once again, you add that horrible sound system. It's like, I want to shoot myself in the head right now.
I encourage everybody that's really trying to get it. Like, look, invest in yourself, man. Invest in your own. Like, every like touring artist has their own mic.
Yes, that's one thing.
They have their own mic. You know,
you gotta that's one thing I see a lot of cats when they come with their own mic. I'm like, that shit usually works out very well.
Yeah, like, and you'll see, man, like you might not think about it, like, oh, damn, I'm dishing out $500-$600 on this one piece of equipment. But what you're really doing is you're setting up this long-term stress relief, you know, and production value. Like, no matter where I go, like, I remember years ago, Parable. I don't know if you remember Parable. Yeah, like, Parable, right? Every show when he was rocking with So What and whatever, you'll see him. He even, like, rocked it. Like, he looked like a comic book character. The XLR cables wrapped around his, like, arm a little bit. It almost looked like a vest full of bullets, you know?
That's real.
It's like, you'll come in with your own shit, real. Man.
It just kind of is. You're coming in with your ammo. You're ready for war. Like, you got your shit. That's what's up. A lot of people really got to get on that. I got to get on that. I really got to get my own mic just in case. Thank God, so, I've been able to get myself out of these little situations, but yeah, need that.
But that's what it shows that, yo, you're really on the right track, bro. Spaz, man, because, like, you, it doesn't matter what the circumstances is. You know that you got a job to do, shitty sound system, crazy performance times, traffic, whatever it is, you don't know. Like, you just want to get it. It shows how hungry you are, you know?
Definitely.
And, like, man, and truthfully, like, I wasn't even aware that you rhymed up until a couple years ago, because every time I went to Catalyst, you was b-boying. You know, you
No,
was like,
that was my brother. See, that's the thing we look like. My brother is a
For
B-boy.
real?
Yeah, that's not even me. That's the thing we looking like. Yeah.
Oh
man.
my God.
My brother, that's Victor Viper. Victor
My
Viper,
bad.
the B-boy.
You
I
have
would
a-
be there. I would just be there chilling. I would just be there. You know, I wouldn't really
Damn.
be. I'd be in the cut just watching my brother B-boy or yeah.
You know-
lot of people said that. A lot of people were like, yo, I even know that you really. Yeah, because for a while I was just sitting there observing.
you telling me that makes me feel like in The Office when Michael Scott says, "I understand nothing."
Yeah, for real.
Like for real, this whole time,
this whole
it
time,
wasn't
like, yo, I
even
saw
you?
you. Spaz was a B-boy. Like, no, I wasn't. That's my brother, though.
Damn, dog, you got a doppelganger.
I actually, back in the day, like young when I was like in middle school, I b-boyed a little bit. That's just my love for hip hop. But I never really b-boyed. Yeah, that's
I remember
my brother Vic.
when I was in middle school, I did a windmill one time on this patch of dirt, and like when I got up, that stain never got out of that
Never.
shirt,
Yeah,
and I
you
was
like-
like, yeah, I don't know if b-boying is for me. I don't really have that much clothes.
She
You know,
was
just
to
in a-
put the cardboard down though. You would do it on the dirt
yeah. I was dirty with it. Yeah,
or the mud.
yeah.
Like
I
that.
came up from the mud for real.
For real.
Yeah.
Nah, man. It's yeah. Like once again, even like a lot of people, I've had people tell me like, yeah, I remember, like I would see you around, but I didn't know what you did. I know because like for a little while I was just observing and doing that whole like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? And then once I just started doing it, that's when people started knowing. It's like, oh shit, you're about it. You're really about your shit. I'm like, yeah, I am. It was just a matter of my trying to get the approach. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, bro. Like, don't stop. You know,
Appreciate
like
that.
never fucking quit. Even if you hit a bad year, you know, like in hindsight, a year ain't shit, bro.
Word.
You know, it's when 10 years. That's
Yeah.
okay. Damn. Okay, man, 10 years is a long time.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but to take like MCs that like for whatever reason they got to take 6 months off or 10 or a year off or something, man. Yo, that ain't nothing, bro.
Right,
you know.
right.
But bro, like, listen, you want to tell people like what you're working on and like your social media right quick before we wrap this up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I only have basically one social media. I pick my poison, which is Instagram, SPAZ305, pretty easy, Spaz305. I have my link on there to my SoundCloud, which has Pieces, has Too Easy, but Pieces you could find on Spotify, iTunes, all those digital stores. Too Easy you find on my SoundCloud. I got Substance Abuse, What They Do coming out soon. A couple features. I'm just out there just working, and producers, hit me up if y'all, I'm just working, working on my solo stuff, my next project, just getting beats and working on tracks and just trusting the process right now. So yeah, man, Spaz305 Instagram, check me out on SoundCloud, Spotify, all that stuff, man.
Everybody, man, Spaz305. His EP, which is Pieces, and then the project with Velvet Jones. Y'all check that out, man.
Too Easy.
Yep, Too Easy. That's
Yes.
right. With that being said, man, we've been talking for over an hour, man.
Man, that's
And
crazy.
I know, right? It's
And
just-
like I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's like my first actual podcast that I've been on. And I listen to a lot, and like I think like, yo, are they conscious of the time? No, was not conscious of the time at all. Just sitting here fucking talking.
yeah, bro.
How long was it?
Right now we're at 67 minutes.
Golly,
and 45
just talking.
seconds.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's ill. No, I had a good time, man. Thanks for having me out here, bro. I
For sure,
appreciate
bro.
this, man.
Yeah, all day, man. With that being said, guys, my name is Art Morera. I got Spaz here.
Yep.
My dog Morty's passed out because I walked in before.
In the building.
Yeah, in the building. All right, y'all. We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Medianoche.
Podcast.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.